draft database is that, let's say on page +5, that's going to work +10. And then as you move forward, that risk multiplier stays in effect. And so on Friday, the next day, all of a sudden, Bill's got a risk rating of 8. So you can layer in this additional protection, but it is all about that visibility. And then how you want to use the tool. If you just want to monitor, great. If you want to build data loss prevention, great. You want to identify insider risks, absolutely, we can do that. All right, perfect. Any questions or concerns? Yes.
Hi, I'm L. Ryans, and I have a couple of questions. One, it seems like a policy-based system, and who's establishing those policies within the company?
Thank you, Al. So the data loss prevention absolutely will be policy-based. The visibility alone is just naturally what's there, right? So you log activity constantly all the time. The linking is going on all the time. And then you have to tell the system, okay, I care about data coming to Salesforce. Or I want to prevent data going to USB. But that policy does have to be defined by your security team.
Next question. Does CyberHaven do anything with outside DNS links? I mean, malicious actors, they have to establish outside communication link. How does your system handle that?
Specifically, CyberHaven does not. No, we do partnerships with EDR type vendors, right? With network detection vendors, but we specifically focus on insider risk and data protection. Sure. Yes.
I had a question about the user interface. Is it graphical, like how your PowerPoint was showing? And then if it's like more on the database side, what query language is utilized to filter through? Like, do you guys have your own, or do you use SQL?
Absolutely. So the interface is not quite as graphical. It is something that we're working on just for visual representation, but today there is a graphical component to show inheritance, and if a file is renamed or split, that is represented not exactly in that manner. I can show you the actual interface later. Second, back end, we're storing that within BigQuery within GCP. So the query itself that we have built into the interface for CyberHaven is pretty simple. You can say, okay, show me, just type in the word Salesforce and we'll show you anything related to Salesforce as a source or a destination or user or any event metadata property. We did recently build in a natural language processing query. So you can put in any information in there. You can say, show me all PDFs that have gone to Dropbox, and it'll automatically build out the internal queries and then display that data for you. Yes?
How much value are you seeing in finding malicious activity while it's going on, or like proactively hunting for it, versus using it as an audit trail after something gets out and then you need to go back and figure out where that was?
Perfect, thank you. So a lot of this has to come down to the company culture. So if the company wants to proactively block and control, that's where that prompting comes into place. If the company simply wants to monitor and look at things afterwards, that's where the investigation comes into place. So in either case, we have the data available. So most solutions start off with visibility only, then they start to layer in kind of like a warning sort of prompt, right? So the user can choose what to do, and then they move into a hard block. But it's really gonna be up to the company and what their culture is in terms of control, if that makes sense. Okay, perfect. And I'll halt there. Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having us.
All right, thank you. All right, so let me just get a show of hands. Who is here for the first time? First CSA meeting. First time here? I don't care about Nashville or Charlotte or whatever. First time in Detroit? Good. All right. welcome, so they come out the second time. So I put that on all of you guys to make all of these guys feel good, including this guy, because he paid to be here. We would like to have him. No, we haven't paid yet. All right, so this next part, right before we break for the dinner, is really, like I said earlier, it's really important to me. So, you know, everyone who's been here multiple times knows that we have kind of two missions here at CSA. One is to do cloud security and educate people and let them be more aware of, the threats and what we can do about protecting the cloud. But the other thing we're doing, and the other thing that's really important to a lot of our members, is we're trying to prepare the next generation of cyber warriors. And we want college students here. We want to bring in that newer workforce so that they understand what's going on. So we're really proud of our college students, our new entrance into the workforce. But what we're doing pales in comparison to what our next guest, our next speaker, is going to be talking about, because I'm going to introduce Tamara here in a second. But the Cyber Patriots program is, by far one of the most impactful programs that we have in the state of Michigan to educate high school students. I think you guys are going to college, but you can tell me that. But anyways, I think it's really important that we support the Cyber Patriots, and we thought it was so important as a board that we're going to donate some money here. So as Tamara introduces herself in the program, I'm going to walk over here, but tell us what you're doing and inspire us.
Sure. Thank you for having me, and most importantly, thank you for supporting the program. So for the last 9 years, I've been trying to get more kids in the pipeline. So the program is called Cyber Patriot. It's a national program. When I started 9 years ago, we had 4 teams in the whole state of Michigan. Just before COVID, we had 187 teams. We did get a little bit of a drop-off just because of COVID. Very, very difficult for the teachers to do after-school programs when they were having a hard time giving virtual school, right? So I didn't push real hard, but I gave them a couple of years, and now I'm back pushing real hard and working the state as much as I can to get us back past the 187 number and get 4 teams in. 4 teams. Stop. Hello?
There's nothing, man. Now we got a green light.
I broke it.
That's how you make an entrance. I think we've been hacked.
Enough of me, right? You want to go to get some... You can project.
Is it working?
Absolutely.
Still not working.
Nope. So needless to say, my work's not done. There's a lot of work to be done, and your organization really did save my bacon. So your wonderful donation has made it possible for us to continue and to do really good work across the state. This month alone, I've talked to 5,000 students about careers in cyber. It was an amazing month. Did you hear that?
Say the numbers again.
So this month alone, I talked to 5,000 middle school and high school students in the state of Michigan about cyber careers. And your funding helped me to do that and be involved in that. And so I am so pathetically grateful for all that you guys have done to help me continue this wonderful life goal, right? To make sure that we have enough kids in the pipeline so we can all retire someday. Just saying.
Thank you. All right, thank you. So this is like my favorite part of this job is I get to give money away. See, Rob and Michael, they got to bring the money in so that I can turn around and give it away. So
thank you.
I am really honored to give the Cyber Patriots $5,000. And again, I say this all the time, this $5,000 is here because you guys are here. You guys show up, sponsors show up, and then we can take that money and give it to Cyber Patriots. We can give it out as college scholarships. We can give it out to training programs. Like the money that we bring in goes to good things, and that's why it's important that you guys keep showing up so that the sponsors want to keep coming here and sponsoring us. It's really important that you guys come here so that we can do things like this. This is where your money is going. A little bit of it's going over there, but a lot of it's going over here. So I appreciate all the sponsors and all of you guys for showing up. So with that, give Cameron one more round of applause here. We love what she's doing. And go get some food. It's all yours. Hang it up. Frame it.
Let's go cash in.
Yeah, sure. And you get a bit of the picture. Perfect. Thank you. Stick around for that one presentation.
Can I take a picture of tomorrow? Oh, where's Mom? Where's my husband?
Yeah, just a reminder, the food is over there in the back. So go get the food and then come back. We still have, one more presentation to give. So hang with us.
Stay. Slide over. Can you tell board members I have a challenge code for all board members?
Yeah.
Because I don't know who they are.
Yeah. And then just one last announcement. All the board members, are there any CSA board members like Michael Mann and Rob Force? Can you guys come up to the front? Yes. What? Well, thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
We're starting to learn. We're expanding.
Yeah, there's definitely more we can be doing together. And David just sent me an email. He wants Project Command and I to
Yes.
So,
Oh, good.
Thank you very
yeah,
much.
we'll keep growing that.
Absolutely. And we'll, maybe we should have
Yeah, we gotta figure out just the synergies of making that work, because it seems like we did it one year. It's like you had your event and we had like a separate event.
Right.
It's like we could one event, but yeah.
For IIA.
I didn't see you earlier. I didn't realize you guys were down to
We'll figure something out. But I definitely want to grow that. Yeah, there's only a few really good organizations in here. You got SIMS, hopefully CSA, and so we can kind of take those powerhouses and kind of get them to work together. Good.
Yeah, so I get in the hotel to sleep. No, so I have a speaker. I was playing loud music at one point with the girls and stuff, and forgot to turn it down. So as soon as I turned on the mic, and Luke. Yes.
Vice President Ralph, good job.
We have one more? Yes. Yeah. It's Imperial.
No, he's awesome.
I said it. That's a great idea. You're always asking me for I still think this is still like, I always say yes. I like that. Just this feel is speaker here. So do you. That's why I came over here to turn it on. So the reason the mic went out is I sat down. Needed some. That's just exactly the big really neat to me. That's right. So it's picture in picture. So I can see it on my phone. So this is all, that's all over here. It's lining up. The actual back of your head is way more. Yeah, I know, I've heard that. I've heard that you like yours much better. My wife said that.
I'm sitting on
Monday morning, some girl sitting in the hall at 5:30 for airport. I just really love drink when they travel.
Even if you go like to maybe she was not ready for vacation.
I do too.
You just wash away like all your life. You know, she was she had an issue with put a face on the name of those things.
Hey Mo, did you get a
That's one of those things where I know it's really good to know these things.
Hanging in there?
I'm an engineer that works with
Mitch and Tim. Fantastic.
Mitch and Shane, Dave. Well, Dave covers now. Dave's now big. I just covered the all. So I just
I know Sentinel 1, but the fact that Microsoft calls the link Sentinel is so annoying. So it's not Dave. But they do have a price CrowdStrike is definitely here. And then a whole bunch of these things down here. And Sentinel Prime is probably the best ones that are down here. You know, everywhere I go, everyone's just I keep telling them, say, hey, look, save yourself a lot of time. It's just move on. Thinking about yourself, doing security stuff. Rate it all as automation. Look for exchange and stuff like that. But don't waste your time evaluating once you have this so you're gonna basically allow like social houses to like firewalls and stuff. So if something's just not working, let's say the security organization, I was working for myself for a while, and in the course of doing that, I just that was working with a lot of
simple as this XP. Like 5, 6, 700 seat companies on its virtuals. Yeah, it's interesting. It's teaching me a different how to take care of it's working for me. I don't see a lot of relationships, but now it's keeping me interested. Right now, man, marketing is just not a whole lot. Everyone's worried about the recession. Yeah, I can take it to it's actually most stuff done because it's not where I want to be, but
so with all the cyber being
so I'm kind of fencing myself off because I got so it's kind of like I do that. I'm ready to travel. But a lot of people I want to see some views. And I make this offer if you need. Dude, there's something going over there.
This guy was in the back of the car. It's cool. Yeah, but it was more of that. That's not much. This is more of
How long is the space?
I know Microsoft definitely still like this.
sounds like it's the same. That's actually that's other same thing you say.
Like you said, storage. I have
most of the companies that can afford the advantages.
Well, I think they're more. They used to be for storage, backup recovery, servers. But I don't know what with those guys. Yes. I was going to tell you that something happened recently out of our at our renewal. She had I was yes, but I was talking to Jill. I did everything that they wanted to do. Like the MSP, go from a price perspective. If they wanted to, it had to do. And I asked her to go back because I was able to talk to him and ask him. Why was had a
I think he pointed at us.
Right, caught a fire. Got a better relationship and wants to develop a partnership with that and go forward with that. I was just I don't know what to tell you. Well, she was pretty bummed out about it. When I told her about it, probably a month ago, I said, you know, you're not.
Well, that was really exciting. Everybody see the fire? That was awesome. And we won't even charge the extra for the fire. All right, if everyone can start making their way back here. We'll start up in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Thank you.
All I need now is an adapter for a wonderful Mac. Well, he said he had one. So. Eric said he had one.
Eric, to the front, please.
But we need the adapter for the...
That's right. I will get that for you momentarily. Turn that back.
Yeah, we need the adapter. We need the adapter.
Mac. Startup.
No, he's got it. We're just going to get an adapter.
I don't know if everybody gets a sense of humor.
Nobody does.
We have someone with an exact sense of humor in our company, and he's British.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting.
See, that's probably part of the problem is I grew up in Detroit here. We got the Canadian channel across the street. So I was always growing up. So I got that British.
That is funny.
But yeah, 9 out of 10 people do not get me. They think I'm an alien.
It would be funnier if you were said
11 out of 10 people definitely, and my wife being like number 11.
I think that goes for research. By the lights had to be here. Rob was looking at hers and he said, did they get in the way? Should we move them? I think it's because this is.
You get back there, it's really not that bad.
Yeah, otherwise you wouldn't see anything. Can you see? Yeah, it just sounds like that. It was laughing, and then you have to do It's good. My brother was talking about it. It's a different well, you're thinking about it. It's like look at the kids even when I did it, stand I'm just going to do some cells and then I take it.
He's still boys. Stories later.
Alright, here we go. Everyone settle in here. This will be our third and final presentation for the evening. I like to always think the best is last.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll see if they can live up to that challenge.
Of course.
It's Imperium.
Okay,
It's Imperium. Yeah, we'll wait for them to come down here.
Alright, we'll be starting here in 10 seconds.
People are still eating. They're still in line, huh? Maybe.
Yes. Yes, I would like everyone to sit down, Jermaine, including you.
Or you could help. Unless they're waiting in line. But I think they are.
Yeah, they're just standing around talking. You know, it's been a long day. We've all worked. We've all driven. We've been in the commute. Now we're just trying to just get home to see our families. And we've got this program going on. Can you hear us? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. All right, so our third sponsor here, and I won't say that this is one of the two that I've never heard of, but there's a 2/3 of a chance that it is. So this company is called Zimperium, which unlike the previous companies, sounds exactly like it's spelled. So this is Zimperium. And I'll turn it over and let you introduce yourselves, and let's get us going.
All right, thank you guys. My name is Brian Bodick. I am the regional director for Zimperium, based out of Chicago. I cover the central region. Thank you, Mike Mann, for inviting us, and thank you guys for having us. Real quick, we secure mobile, and I'm going to turn it over to, I guess I'll turn it right over to Christian. Christian, he's going to present for us.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me? Yes? Good? Yep? Okay. Thank you. So, we are a mobile security company, right? So if you remember nothing else after all the drinks and food, the one thing I want you all to remember is Imperium is a mobile security company. And we're a leader in this space, but no one's heard about us, right? And you'll see why. Next 20 minutes, we will talk about what problem do we solve in the market, why are the largest brands on the planet coming to us for help, and how are we helping them? But what do most people get wrong about mobile, right? There are a lot of security solutions out there, yet there is a breach every day. And then how can we help? If you are invested in mobile, there are a couple of things we can do to get you started on your mobile security journey, right? And we'll touch on that. So what do we do? So Zimperium does two things, and it does them really well. One, if you're allowing your employees and contractors and others to access enterprise stuff on their mobile device, right? We help make sure you're not giving access on a compromised device, right? Why does this matter? This goes back to zero trust, right? When you give access on somebody's mobile device, most enterprises have no clue whether the device is compromised or not. They have an MDM for provisioning and deprovisioning, but they don't know what the health of that device is. So most enterprises get an MDM to provision and deprovision their mobile devices, and then they come to us and say, can you be our security sensor? We integrate with UMMs and tell them when to remove or add access to the device. That's what we do, right? So on the left-hand side, we are securing your employee's corporate-owned BYO or any other configuration device by telling the MDM when to remove access from it. Now this solution will even work if you don't have an MDM, and we can help secure the devices. So that's the first use case. that typically falls under a zero trust use case, where you've entitled that employee to access, but you have to.
James.
Nope.
Thank you. So you've entitled your employees' devices, but you have to verify that the device is not compromised when they're accessing enterprise stuff. First use case. Second use case, most enterprises today build mobile applications for their employees, customers, contractors, partners. Two, they also buy work apps for productivity, right? Think about all the work apps your enterprise has pushed to you. Salesforce, Expensify, Concur, and the list will go on and on and on. But nobody ever asked the question, how safe are these apps with your enterprise data? Very little due diligence happens when these contracts are signed, right? And I mentioned some big names. There are a ton of these third parties selling apps to enterprises. So the two problems we solve, one, zero trust, ensure you give access only to mobile devices that are safe. Two, if you're going to build or use mobile apps, ensure I ask you, how many of you here have an iPhone in your pocket? Okay, how many of you have Android? Interesting.
Okay, how many?
I love that. I wish it was true, but I'm sorry, right? It's not, right? But this is great marketing. But again, at the end of the day, this is the problem with mobile. Why are we so relevant? When a company builds web applications, desktop applications, what happens? You spend $1 million, it runs on your infrastructure, surrounded by $6 million of security products. When you release a mobile application, it runs on my $2,000 device that you have zero control over. And that's the difference, right? On my device, along with your app, I have 157 other apps that could be abusing your app. And you have no. You can't tell me that I should update my OS. You can't tell me to get a new phone. You can't tell me not to download an app. And this is the problem enterprises deal with when it comes to mobile. It's running on devices. So maybe it's back? Okay. So that's the problem. So everybody on the planet, most of these brands you recognize, think about the favorite brands that you have on your phone. Most of them we have partnered with, right? Healthcare, automotive, government, yada yada, the list goes on. Because they're in both, they have both problems. 50 to 100 to 300,000 employees accessing enterprise stuff on their phone, BYO phone, and they're building mobile apps for employees, partners, that they have no visibility into if they're getting tampered with. Right?
Let's try this. Yeah, it turned right back off.
Hit it with a bigger microphone.
Tech support. Oh, don't do this to me.
Reboot your phone?
Oh, you get the shit.
No.
Installs and put him on that.
Love it. You're paying attention.
Let's see if they're just loose. I swear I've done this before.
It's the demo gods, man. This is how it works.
That is true.
Right, just when you need it.
You know what it helps? If I put it in the right way. Oh, of course. Of course. There you go. Sorry about that.
No problem. Everybody hear me okay? Perfect. So, I'll spend a few minutes talking about how we protect mobile apps, because there seem to be 1 trillion of them out there, and we download them every day. So mobile apps in enterprises are very attractive for 2 reasons. Business growth, because they want to reach every individual on the planet to sell their service or product. 2, productivity. We want workers to be able to do work from wherever, whenever, from any device they want. So mobile apps are very popular, right? But what do our favorite mobile apps do? Especially the ones that are consumer-faced, if you think about it. Verify identity, they access control our cars, run IP, payments. You run your life on your mobile phone, right? But in the absence of your app your phone's pretty useless, right? So our financial health, digital health is on our phone via the apps. When I go to an enterprise and say, does your app do this? Everybody does this. And then I ask them, how do you secure their stuff? They're not sure, right? And this is where the conversation goes sideways. This is what most people get wrong when thinking about mobile security. When you say, I'm investing in mobile apps, your risks emerge in 3 places. You have 1,000 developers contributing code to the same app. You put it in the store and you believe nobody can do anything to it. It's a walled garden. Not true. 3, it's running on my $2,000 device that you can use. Right? This is the 3 places risks come out when you say you're in the mobile app business. And most enterprises only buy a scanner during development and ignore the other 2. Or, the second best option, they use an open source product of some sort to do code obfuscation, and they ignore the third part. And this opens up a whole ton of attack surface for people to abuse. And when we go into enterprises and we ask them, do you build secure and compliant mobile applications? What they quickly realize is they haven't addressed all 3. And that's where Zimperium helps. Our platform helps you come in, assess where your risks are. And these are not code quality, right? If any of you have worked in development, you'll know there's 1,000 source code scanners out there that help you write good code. Great start. But we're not looking for that. We are looking at your app and saying, your app can be abused in 3 different ways because of these 3 lines of code you wrote. That's what we're focused on. The second part, everybody thinks once my app is in the Google Store, App Store, third-party store, Samsung Store, it's safe. It's actually not true. It's the furthest from the truth. If I'll ask you all, how long would it take me to download your app if you have an app in the store, reverse it, and get your source code on my laptop? What would you say? How long would it take for an attacker or anybody to do this? What do you think it takes? Any guesses? Less than an hour. It actually takes 10 minutes. Second question. How much does it cost to have the tooling to reverse the app and get your source code in 10 minutes? What does it cost a hacker? Close, it's $100. A good tool, even if you wanted to pay for it, is $100 to $150. And this is what most enterprises forget about. If you spend 9 months and $1 million building an app, and I got your code in $100, there's a problem, right? Because your entire business model are centric to these mobile apps. The third problem, as I said, if you're a banking app, you run on 60, 70 million phones, no control. How do you know if something or someone is abusing your app on that phone? How do you know if there's malware? How do you know if there's eavesdropping going on? 99% of enterprises, when we ask this question, have no clue. Because what they do is they will, in the absence of visibility, they will say, well, I'm OWASP compliant, I am MASVS, they'll tell me a bunch of security standards and say I'm good. Right? And you forget, in the absence of visibility, it just becomes a standard-based approach. And every attacker, an intelligent hacker, knows this. Right? So they will sidestep all those things and get to your information. Right? So again, comprehensive mobile security, you have to address all these three things. Now, how big of a problem was this? So we said, you know what, maybe it's just Imperium, and we analyzed 1 million apps from the store to say, well, we know it's a problem. How pervasive is this problem? We looked at 1 million apps, Android and iOS. All of them make the same mistakes in the 3 buckets, consistently. Right? So this is not an Android versus iOS problem. We actually broke this down to say, maybe this is a healthcare versus a financial. No, it's not. This is a pervasive across-the-board problem that we see, which is why a lot of the brands we work with are across multiple industries, right? Because they want to all secure their apps. So where do we come in? Normally, if you're trying to solve a mobile app security problem, and if you've done this, you have to go out to the market and buy 4 to 6 different products and tell the vendors to try to work with each other, right? Very difficult, painful, support is painful, so on and so on. 2, most of these tools out there cannot match the sophistication of attacks that are happening, right? But in the lack of visibility, you think you have a great solution, right? That's part of the problem. So what we're offering our customers is one simple platform that lets you scan your app, protect it, ship it, with the visibility that you need, right? So you upload your app, it scans it, here are your problems, do you want to fix them? You say, please fix these 3 problems, we fix it, we inject some visibility into it, and you're off to the races. Pushback on mobile app security is they believe my app will slow down, the performance goes down the drain, my app became too big. All these excuses will come up, right? But a lot of them are true. If your app is downloading it, right? So for mobile app security, you have to be frictionless. And that's part of why we're a leader in this space. It's not just essential and sufficient security, but it's frictionless security needed for mobile apps. And that's why we're a leader in the space. And that's all I got. Oh, one last thing. If you guys are interested in understanding where to start in this journey, mobile devices, mobile apps, and you're thinking, so where do I go? We do a free risk assessment for a lot of our customers and prospects. Pick an app that's bothering you, give us a call, we will sit down, look at it, give you some advice, and we can start there. And you will quickly realize where your security truly stands as a benchmark. Okay? That's all I have, so I'll take any questions. Right.
2 questions.
Yeah.
One, is your technology developed offshore or onshore? Okay. And then the next question is, you know, in app development, typically everybody's trying to shift left. How do you communicate to your clients about, you know, the foresight and the earliest possible?
So the question was, everyone is trying to shift left. How do we enable shift left, right? So if you think of the capabilities we have, right? There's this, we scan your app. You can use our scan via an API. It takes 4 to 10 minutes for the average size app, and it gives back results to development, right? So developers are starting to ingrain our scanning right during development, right? Now, we don't need source code access for people who are worried about, oh, I'm not going to give you my IP. We just need your binary. So give us the app, we scan it, 10 minutes, you have results. the developer is mitigating them, right? 2, we also obfuscates the code, for lack of a better term. But that's also API driven. So a lot of developing teams are using our API, submitting their app, we jumble it up and we give it back. So all the solutions we have can be accessed via APIs, specifically so that they can be integrated to DevOps workflows. So thank you for the question. Any others? Okay, one last question for everybody. What is Imperium synonymous with? Drinks on me, whoever gets this right. I heard it somewhere. Ah, thank you. Again, folks, if you remember nothing else, we are Imperium. We are a leader in mobile device and application security. Thank you for your time.
All right, thanks. So, I feel a lot smarter than I did when I got here. I might forget it on the drive home, but I do feel a lot smarter, so I appreciate you guys showing up. Brightiv. Everyone remember Brightiv? Imperium and Cyberhaven. So, yeah?
That was worth an applause.
All right. So, again, the biggest thing that we want to do is introduce you to new technologies, introduce you to new things that you may have never thought about or heard about, and we want to keep things fresh here. So I appreciate you guys educating me, because I know if you educated me, you educated a lot of people out there. So I appreciate that. And thank you for showing up. I'm always happy to see full house. It's a big space here, and we filled it up, so I appreciate that. So have a nice drive home, and we'll see you. Will we see them in December? Rob?
We're working on that.
All right, we're working on whether we'll see you in December or not, but if we are, it'll be the first Tuesday in December, so keep that in mind, and thanks for coming out, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.
I didn't even notice until now.